What's up guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, I just want to start off by saying sorry I haven't uploaded for a while. The reason being is because I have a 1-year-old son. He's just turned one, so I've been having to take care of him, and this project has actually cost a lot of money and taken a bit of time to organize and work out. Hope you guys like it, and if you do, hit the subscribe button. There'll be a few videos coming out over this project. Obviously it's not going to be a one video thing like my other videos, but yeah, hope you enjoy it. So as you guys may or may not have noticed, I am building this tray out of aluminium. I've been practicing a lot TIG welding aluminium. The only thing is that I have not built a tray before. Now I have drawn up a couple of plans for these just to make sure I get everything right, and I've spent a lot of money on this tray's accessories to make it a good working tray and good looking tray. Now guys, these are the plans here. So this one is the first one I drew up, so it's pretty much just me drawing it up to get how much material I need, but that's pretty much going to be the design of it there. And then this is the second one I drew up to get all the measurements right on how far the guard needs to be from the front of the headboard and how far all the spacing for the toolbox. Pretty much I'm building this tray to suit the toolbox and the guards. So yeah, these are the Dun & Watson guards that I bought. They are their new design, so it's double tapered here. So instead of it just running the full thickness here all the way down, it kind of tapers off. They're really nice guards, as well as they're a bit shorter at the front than the back of them, so it's kind of like Sam Young's tray design. And these are the toolboxes, so they are also a double tapered toolbox. The whale tail handles, these are all made out of 3mm aluminium, so they're not cheap. They are also made by Dun & Watson. If you want to buy these toolboxes for the pair, you're looking at $1,380, and for the guards they're $355, I'm pretty sure. So if you add that up guys, pretty much I've spent just a lot in the toolboxes and guards, let alone all this aluminium cost. So yeah guys, I hope that gives you a bit of an idea on how much I've spent and what my plans are for this tray. I've spent around over $4,000 just on materials and accessories for this tray. I've got other accessories that you'll see in the coming videos. So yeah, stick around and I hope you like it. We'll get on to cutting it all. So as you just saw, got some cutting done. Starting to get exciting. It's starting to look like a tray, even though I haven't welded it yet. I've just placed everything in its kind of position for the bed. I haven't cut the headboard yet, or any like the tail, where the tail lights are going, but yeah, I'll give you guys a gaze. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be the size. It's going to be 75mm longer. So overall the tray is going to be 1625, I think it's going to be overall, from the end of this one to the end of the headboard. So yeah, I think it's only going to have like a 1550 space on the tray, which is fine by me. I'm making this to suit a canopy that I want in the future, and as I said, making it to suit these toolboxes and guards. So yeah guys, I think I'm gonna start marking out on the floor the headboard. I'm going for something a little bit different compared to, like, it's not just gonna be a slight angle on the headboard and then straight to horizontal. I'm gonna do like a bit of a 45 at the top, just so it's not the same usual headboard that everyone normally makes. But yeah, I'll get marking that on the ground and I'll show you guys how I do it. So I've pretty much just drawn up the headboard on the ground. It's just easier to get angles and stuff that you need to get. I'm building my headboard to the shape of a canopy from TC boxes. So it's 850 high. So what I did was, I don't know if you can see, but I pretty much flicked a line with the chalk, squared up off that with my square, and measured 850 from this to there, which got me my square rectangle, if that makes sense. And then pretty much just come down my 75, which is going to be the bottom of the headboard that welds to the tray, and then up whatever the 436 until this angle. And then I got my protractor angle finder thing, and then just done the degrees that they've got on their plans for their canopy, and just pretty much went from here along. It's pretty hard to see because of the glare on the concrete. And then go over this side. Pretty much I come down, so where it meets the top, so that's the 850 high, where it meets the top, I've come down 100 there and 100 across here, and pretty much just drawn a line across there. So that's why my headboard's going to be different. It's not just going to be, you know, that sharp angle. It's going to be like a double tapered, going with the double tapered theme of the toolboxes and the guards and everything. So it's going to be taper there as well. So yeah, now that I've marked that out on the floor, I can go ahead and measure what I need to cut and everything, and yeah, cut that, and then I could probably weld that together. So I've just gone ahead and marked these out. So this is my headboard. So pretty much come from the bottom, there'll be a plus 75 for where the bed's sitting, and then I've come up the 436 to this point, and this is half of the degrees, so it's going to be the 163 degree bend. So I've halved that, and that's obviously the 81 degrees on each side, which makes 163, or close enough. Not going to get it spot on cutting it with the grinder, so I'm just cutting this bit out and not this bit. So, and then when I bend it, this bit stays nice and smooth. I don't need to weld it or grind it back. So it'll pretty much just be a weld straight along the inside and the edge or face and back of it, but not this end. So I've done that to all of them, got my degrees, so I just got to cut them all out, and hopefully that works when I put the headboard together. Alright guys, so pretty much had a bit of drama with the tray. It is now about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was trying to do all the headboard angles, because me trying to be fancy and do 3 angles instead of 2 on the headboard. I drew it all on the floor, everything looked right and was square on the floor. I ended up stuffing up a measurement, so I've wasted some aluminium. Good thing is I do have enough. I did have enough to do it again. So I got it right the second time, but it was just a bit of brainstorming on trying to work out what I did wrong and why it wasn't working. It ended up one of the angles was too big, so when I halved it to get half of the angle, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so it wasn't right. So I ended up getting it all good, but it's been a long day. As I just said, it's 5 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna call it for today. But I'll see you guys in about 2 seconds, but for me, it'll be tomorrow. Cheers. Alright guys, I am back. It is the next day. Pretty much yesterday I thought I stuffed up. I had one of these 50 by 50 lengths cut too short. Well, thought I did. Turns out I didn't even need it anyway, but I ended up welding a longer piece, like extended it with a little piece. Just gave me a bit of practice welding before I start tacking this and welding this together. Anyway, as you guys can see how I left it yesterday, so I'm pretty much gonna get this outside, well, the outer border frame tacked together and all squared up, and then I'll start tacking in the little cross sections and hopefully everything stays square. Righto guys, as you can see, I've got this squared up on the floor. For those of you that don't know, when you have 3 points of contact on each end and then you use something flat to clamp it together, it makes it level, so that way you're not struggling to try and get it level on the ground and everything perfect with a whole bunch of clamps and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead now and start tacking the corners, pretty much tacking all the frame together, and then once everything's tacked together, I'll go ahead and start welding it. I am thinking I do have a spool gun to weld aluminium, so I think I might TIG all the parts that we're gonna see, and then everything that's gonna be under the sheet alley, I might use the spool gun because it's not as nice looking, but it still holds. So yeah. Alright guys, so I just got the tray tacked up. It's square enough to my liking. I think it's like 3mm out or whatever. So, but I've checked it each end. It's 1775 at each end. Just must be one of the lengths cut short because it seems square using one of the squares. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bust out the spool gun and start tacking in all these cross braces, because it's going to be much faster than using the TIG. So guys, as I was just dialing in the spool gun, made a big boo-boo. So this part here is the upright for the headboard. So as you can see, it's got the double taper. So I was dialing the spool gun in, decided to practice or dial it in on the part that I needed. So now I've got to fucking remeasure all these and cut all these angles again to match the other one. Righto guys, now that that's tacked up, it's all looking pretty good. As I said, the spool gun's a bit ugly, the welds. So yeah, they're the welds from the spool gun. Not as neat as the TIG, but you know what, they're not too bad. And they'll definitely hold. So yeah guys, this is pretty much the bed all framed up. Obviously this is the headboard bit here. So as I said before, I did ruin one of these pieces that is for the headboard, the shape of the headboard. So I'm gonna have to recut one of them, and then I'll get to welding them on. So they just, I'll do it this side. They pretty much will weld there, put an end cap on them, and then it'll go up there. And it will finally start to look like a tray. And I just got to TIG weld the back corners where it's gonna be seen, so it's nice. But I think I'll TIG weld all this headboard bit on as well, so it just looks good. It doesn't look like a MIG weld, because I don't really want to grind them down if I don't have to. If I end up messing the TIG welds up, I will grind it down just to make it look better, but I really want to try and show them off a bit. Righto, so I've pretty much welded up all these middle braces that goes along here for the sheet join with the spool gun, and pretty much done all the welding with the spool gun that I need to do. So I think I'm gonna change over to the TIG and get the headboard welded together. guys, so I've just gone ahead and TIG welded all the tops of these, like all the parts you're gonna see, and the corners over here, so all the outside edge and everything. Got the headboard rails up behind me. So yeah, guys, if you want to, I have not been TIG welding for long, so I'm not a professional by any means, but if you want to give TIG welding a go, you know, there's nothing to lose. You're gonna get it one day. It's just practice. So I picked it up pretty quick, and then you just learn, watch heaps of videos on YouTube. Well, that's what I did. So you learn how to tell what's penetrating and what's not. But yeah, just practice heaps on little scrap pieces. That's what I've done. And yeah, now I'm attempting to build my first tray out of alley and TIGging with MIGging it, obviously. So yeah, anyway guys, I'm just gonna try and get this headboard frame together, and then it'll start to look complete. Alright, so I don't know where I left yous at, but I've pretty much tacked the headboard together now. I've welded some parts of it, so she's pretty solid. I've just got to finish welding it, but that will be in the next episode because I'm getting over it for today. It's getting dark and I keep dipping the tungsten. For those of you that know what that's like, it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'll catch us on the next one where we'll be welding the back light surrounds in and all that, and pretty much bolting the toolboxes and guards on and fitting everything else. Cheers guys.